Arman Tsarukyan releases his first statement from injury. The pros react on Twitter about the injury. Jamahal Hill had to cut an obscene amount of weight ahead of his fight. It's been a crazy 24 hours, Sean. Let's dig into these headlines, man.
Let's go.
So Arman Tsarukyan releases his first statement since pulling out of UFC 311. Arman Tsarukyan reported first on his Instagram, "I regret to inform everyone that the news that I had to pull out of UFC 311 with a back injury is true. It's the hardest decision I've ever had to make in my fighting career. I would like to thank the UFC for understanding, and I look forward to competing in my first UFC championship in the future. Thank you for your support." Very vague. Very, very vague statement. What are your reactions?
Not much is coming out about the injury. Something about he hurt his back in the last moments of cutting off those last few pounds. I don't know what they're doing. I think he had a lingering back injury. I'm not really sure, but obviously, if he's pulling out of a championship fight that he's been waiting for his whole life, it's got to be pretty serious. You know, all love to Arman. Hopefully he gets better. He's such a tough competitor, and I know he's going to be back. You know, I'm kind of excited for Renato Moicano finally getting his title shot. He's a fan favorite. Honestly, this is probably like the only title shot he was ever going to get. It's a tough road to gold, and this is just absolutely perfect for him. Like, against Islam, that's tough, but I'm glad we get to see this fight, man.
Moicano did say that he took on this 311 fight in the slim chance he would be able to fight for the title, and damn, it came true. It came true somehow, some way.
There's a lot of momentum going behind Moicano right now. A financially motivated Moicano versus, just a regular Islam Makhachev. So I don't know.
If I'm a betting man, I'm going to bet on Islam to finish Moicano in the first round. I'm sorry. I don't think he stands a chance,
We'll see. Those are our reactions, but let's see what these UFC fighters thought about Arman pulling out of the fight. Islam Makhachev posted one of the coldest pictures I've ever seen. He said on Twitter, "What does this title represent? It means you're the best in the world. And if you're the best in the world, it doesn't matter who's going to be standing across from you. What do I say? No, never. Let's do this." And it's a picture of him looking at his own quote on the wall. I've never seen anything like this. It's a savage move. That's super tough.
That is crazy. Islam, honestly, is one of the coldest champions of all time. The same thing happened when he was going to fight Charles Oliveira for the title, and he pulled out, and Volkanovski had to step in. So this is the second time this has happened to Islam on short notice, and he doesn't care who's in front of him. He'll smash him, brother.
To be honest, though, I mean, the challenge got a little easier. So, I mean, it doesn't hit as hard. If Francis Ngannou stepped in and he said the same thing, I'd be like, oh, wow, this guy's serious. But Moicano stepping in, it makes the call a little less hard, but cool nonetheless. You can't blame Islam for Arman pulling out. Bilal Muhammad chimed in on Twitter. He said, "Habib and Ala Quinta, now Islam with Moicano. Crazy how their stories align." That's very true. Good take, Bilal. And Alex Pereira posted on Twitter, "On my way to LA, Shama," with the screenshot of Dana White calling him. Dustin Poirier obviously hit me up at UFC.
He says this every time, bro.
Yeah.
He does this every time, and he never actually pulls through.
If he did pull through, that would have been crazy. He also said 178 pounds. "I promise you, Islam weighs more than me today." Okay, whatever, Dustin. Michael Chandler chimed in, of course. He can't not chime in here. "Wow, on a plane to LA and just saw the news. What a sport we are in." Doesn't sound like he's throwing his hat into the ring, but I'm sure he was kind of...
He was considering it.
He was considering. There's no way he's making weight. He's probably like 200 pounds. Chase Hooper said, "I'll do it." Let's go, Chase.
Yeah, he's in Washington. It's only a 2-hour flight.
Yeah, let's go, Chase. I'd put my money on Chase. Terrence McKinney said, "Does Belil need a catch weight fight?" I'm not sure. This guy's not really reaching for the stars.
No.
Benil's getting his show money and win money. He doesn't need to fight Terrence McKinney. I don't know why he said that. Gilbert Durinho posted a GIF of
Classic.
of Russell Westbrook. Gilbert, of course, famously very good buddies with Renato Moicano, so I'm sure he's super happy with this news. Diego Lopez. People were rumoring that he was going to step in. He had a little phone call emoji. First heart attack for Dana of the year. I'm sure there's many more to come. The UFC always pulls things together, man.
They
the
do.
UFC has never fumbled this.
I'm still excited for this fight. Should be good. Next, Jamahal Hill talks cutting over 50 pounds ahead of fighting Yuri Prochazka. He confirmed that he had to cut 50 pounds during camp. So at media day, he said before the injury, he was around 260. That's like Derek Lewis weight, man.
And he looked all of it.
Yeah, you guys all saw the videos. He did not look skinny. That's for sure. However, he said that the weight cut hasn't really been tough at all. Surprising words from Sweet Dreams.
Yeah, if you're cutting just straight fat, it's not hard to cut weight.
Yeah, exactly. And look, man, I mean, we get it. He had an injury. He had to heal up from it. But 260 is insane. He wanted to say that he hasn't been super impressed with Yuri Prochazka's fighting style, saying that his game hasn't changed much since his UFC debut. He said the fight kind of ended pretty early, referring to his fight with Volkan Ozdemir, but his fight style is pretty much the same. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. Obviously, he had a few losses now, but before then, he had like 25-plus knockouts at the time. It sounds like Jamahal Hill is downplaying his opponent a little bit, trying to get some confidence in his brain, but I think he's going to get knocked the f*** out here this weekend, so let's see.
I disagree. I think Jamahal Hill actually is pretty spot on with this. Yuri Prochazka, he blocks shots with his head, keeps his hands at his waist. I mean, throwing all fundamentals out the window. Yeah, I agree, man. I think he's going to get caught by Jamal for sure.
For the love of God, Yuri needs to keep his hands up this fight. I think with Jamahal Hill recovering from injury, having to cut 50 pounds, it's not a recipe for success.
Let's not forget that Yuri also came back from the worst shoulder injury Dana White has ever seen, so both these guys are not 100%.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, but Yuri, please come through. I have money on you.
Chris Weidman announces his retirement. Very sad to see, but, you know, it was a long time coming. He hasn't been the same since that horrific leg injury, and he's obviously an aging fighter. He's 40 years old. However, we'd like to take time here to celebrate his career. 16-8 record. 12-8 in the UFC, beat Anderson Silva to win that middleweight championship. I mean, what a career this guy has had. Not only did he beat Anderson Silva, he defended it against Lyoto Machida and Vitor Belfort. I mean, this guy's resume is stacked. And we wish him the best of luck continuing on his career as a UFC media guy.
He's damn good at that. And final story of the day, Logan Paul claims Conor McGregor sent him a message saying that the boxing fight can and will happen. Let's take a look.
Can happen, my man. For real, this can and will happen.
If Conor McGregor wants to fight, we are running it. I mean, bro, it's an epic fight. I would love to. It would be something I would like step away from WWE for a second to go do. 250 million, Rob. 250 million, bro. I got to take that. If Nick Khan matches that, I'll stay in the WWE. I think he's trying to pressure Dana into making it happen because he's owned by the UFC. Like, he can't f***ing let alone fight without them knowing.
250 million apiece is no chump change. It sounds like where the roadblock is from the WWE side and the UFC side. They need to get approval from both sides.
It's not happening from the UFC side for sure. Listen, guys, Logan Paul and Conor McGregor are experts at staying in the news cycle. I don't think this fight's happening.
I think the only thing they need to do is throw some of the money to Dana White, the CEO of TKO Holdings, a little bit to Nick Khan, the president of the WWE. I mean, they got to get their slice of the pie, but I mean, there's two of their biggest stars in each of their respective promotions.
You know, the reason that Conor and Floyd was able to happen is because that Dana White genuinely believed that Conor McGregor could beat Floyd Mayweather. And if he does do that, obviously Conor's star power massively increases. UFC's star power massively increases. Like, your guy went out there and beat the best boxer of all time. Also, Dana White is a huge boxing fan. So to see one of his guys go out and beat a GOAT, I mean, that just raises the stock of everything that Dana White is invested in. In this case, it's a lose. Like, Conor goes to fight Logan Paul, he wins. It's like, okay, he just beat a guy that doesn't box.
Right.
He beat a WWE guy, social media guy. He goes out and loses. It's like, no one's going to watch McGregor's next fight in the UFC.
Dana White's already said that he doesn't want this fight to happen. It's going to take a lot of dollars. But this is a developing story, and we'll see in the coming months how this shakes out.
Yeah.
As a reminder, guys, tonight is UFC 311. Want to remind you guys of our locks of the week. If you guys are betting people, make sure to go on better.com. Use our promo code FIGHTDUDES to get a $250 deposit match bonus and a free pick. John, why don't you run us over through your locks of the week?
My locks of the week, all money line, Payne Talbot, Jamahal Hill, Umar Nurmagomedov, and Islam Makhachev. I also had Renato Moicano, but obviously that fight got canceled. So no longer do I think Moicano's going to have a winning night. It's going to be Islam Makhachev. Objectively, not that great of a line. I mean, 4-leg parlay for plus 195. But I'm betting on locks. I don't care about these odds. I'm just, these are the winners for sure. What do you got, Daniel?
This is the way to make money right here. This is locks of the week for a reason. We don't bet just to make a little bit of money. We bet to make a lot of money, all right? Rainer de Ritter over Kevin Holland. Yuri Prohaska, underdog over Jamahal Hill. So those are my 2 locks. But I had Moicano beating Benio. That's out the window. I had Arman beating Islam. That's out the window. So this is what we're going to do. These 2 legs, plus 269. You're going to almost 3x your money just from betting Rainer de Ritter and Yuri Prohaska. Low risk, high reward. Let's go.
Low risk.
Very low risk. Very low. I'm not even going to sweat the Yuri fight, man.
Jamal's going to destroy Yuri Prohaska. Watch, guys.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll check in tomorrow, and we'll see. Daniel's going to be very sad over here.
But anyways, those are the headlines for the day. Be sure to like, subscribe, and be sure to comment your picks down below in the comment section.
2 thumbs up like Jamal. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
See you guys later. Peace.